He knew his ships were faster than anything on the seas. This was because during the repair of the vessels, the mainsails they received were for larger ships. The French fort devised a wide mast. This gave the ships better stability and control. Most importantly, it gave them speed. Each ship was about 1,200 tons empty. They carried only 50 guns. The ships were able to reach 12 knots. Other vessels could do 8 knots at best. The ships had an unusual configuration. Each ship was 150 feet long with a 40-foot beam and 15-foot draft. These smaller ships could carry less cargo, but were harder to target. The sails were a sky blue color, and the hull black as the sea. The only time these ships were seen is when they fired their cannons. 15 guns were on the stern facing the rear. Even the guns along each side had a rear-facing angle. The remaining 5 cannon were facing forward. The ships were designed this way with the plan to always have the enemy at their backs while using their speed as a weapon. It was very effective. The first cargo delivery was from South Carolina of America to Italy. The leader Napoleon needed cotton and leather for uniforms. He was willing to pay a high price to anyone able to get past the British blockade. Baptiste knew his small navy could do the job. The 3 ships that helped begin our great nation were called the Royal Trinity. Jonathan Baptiste captained the Isis. The Honorable Captain Salvatore was in charge of the Horus, and Captain Sharon led the Osiris. The 3 ships left the Gold Coast colony through the Gulf of Guinea on November 1st, 1808. On December 2nd, 1808, Jonathan Baptiste wrote in his journal about his amazement of how hard the slaves worked. His understanding of slavery in the Americas was limited at the time he made this entry.
The men that loaded the cargo today were better than any professional crew on Earth. Each of them moved in a blur but in control. They seemed to communicate without speaking a word. Were they men of their own will, they could command any price for their work.
Getting to America and getting the cargo was the only easy part of this journey. Baptiste knew he needed to get to Italy, get unloaded, and out of port in one piece. He had only navigated one trip, and it was not under the threat of combat. Commander Baptiste knew direct combat with any British ship would mean destruction. Also, any delay getting the cargo to Napoleon may have cost him his confidence he could keep his word. Baptiste purchased maps from his pirate friends. It was at that time one of his pirates told him,
"Never trust the British. Once you see their flag, decide in that moment to fight or flee. But never let them board your ship."
With that in mind, he kept the 3 ships as close together as possible, because only their combined firepower would have hope in combat. The rear-facing cannon design had not been used at sea. Most of his crew had little combat experience. It did not take long for that to change.